Good morning, everybody. I'm out in the North Cascades today in the North Cascades National Park, and I'm at the Ross Lake Trailhead. I'm heading out for a one-night backpack trip. I'm out here on a Tuesday, and it's August 11th, and it's around 9:45, 60 degrees. I stopped in Marble Mount on the way up to get my permit issued, and I'm going to be staying at Greenpoint. There's a good-sized parking area, an outhouse, and we start out by heading down, and we're going to cross Ross Dam. Here's the map. We're at the bottom left. We're going to be going down about 1 mile to get to the dam, cross the dam, and then we'll be at the 2, and then we'll go across, and I think the camp spot is going along here and then coming down the yellow Greenpoint. Shouldn't be more than 3 miles. The starting elevation is 2,130 feet, and I'll let you know how much we drop once we get down to the dam. Hopefully we have a view coming up here, I think. Give you a look. We don't have any views of the lake yet, but here's some of the surrounding mountains. So far the trail has been really dry and dusty. A few rocks here and there. When I first got to the trailhead, there were a few groups starting out, but once I started, it's been really quiet. I was going to mention that the Skagit River starts in Canada, and that's the source of the Skagit River, and there are 3 dams on the river: Ross Dam, Diablo Dam, and Gorge Dam, that make lakes. And I'll have to look up and see how big, oh yeah, there's the dam, how big Ross Lake is, but it's quite big, and there are actually quite a lot of boat-in camping spots. And yeah, they all require reservations. Okay, let's take a look. So this is Ross Dam, which forms the lake. I'll have to look up what year it was completed. I think it took several years for the lake to fill up. They do draw it down sometimes in the winter. There's probably a sign down there once we get there. Yeah, so we're gonna go across and then head to the right. We've come to the road that they use to portage between Diablo Lake and Ross Lake. We're going to head to the left. We're going to cross Ross Dam. They've improved this road since the last time I was here. There is a resort called Ross Lake Resort with cabins. I think it's pretty hard to get a reservation, but we'll go by there. They run a water ferry, and you can book trips up along the lake to some of the farther up camps. I've done that once before. I'd like to do that again. taking a rest on the rock break. So I've come in 1.5 miles so far, and to get from the trailhead down to the dam was a 500 feet loss of elevation. And then on this side I've come up already 200 feet, and it should be leveling out pretty soon, but we're coming up to a bit of a steep section here. And it's been just about an hour. I've been going slow, taking my time, and enjoying the beautiful weather. There's just a slight breeze. The trail has leveled out and it's actually going down a little bit. We're going to pass the turn to the Ross Lake Resort, and then we'll come to the turn to go down to Greenpoint. You can see the lake a little bit through the trees. I'm just noticing some deer tracks in the trail that look pretty fresh. And Steve and I have seen deer out here before. So I'm going to move quietly, see if I can see anything. Made the turn here at Greenpoint. It was 2.4 miles so far, and it's about half a mile down to the water. I'll be ready for lunch. I kept my eyes out, didn't see any deer so far. I'm optimistic. Wowee! This is how far we've come from the dam. We're almost there. I'm not sure if I mentioned that this is a hike in and boat in spot, and I believe there's a dock there. I'm not sure if Steve and I hiked down here before. I know we came up and just checked out the resort area. I know I've been up to catch the water taxi from the resort. There's the dock, boat with the dog, the outhouse, a bear box, a couple tents. I'm going to take the spot that's up the hill a little bit. Nice to have a picnic table. There's a platform up there for the tent. For lunch, I have some salami, string cheese, crackers, apple. That's my treat, having fresh apple. And some water with electrolytes. I had a nice lunch, and now I have my camp all set up. I put up the tent and I left the fly off because it's nice fresh air, and I may leave it off all night. Depends on how cool the weather turns out. I also have stashed everything in the bear box. I put in my backpack and all the food and scented items. I have a day pack, and I'm going to take that with me now and go down and check out the lake. It's about 6 o'clock, so I'm getting ready to make dinner. Around 4 o'clock I made some tea. This is gonna be a pasta Alfredo with chicken. ReadyWise outdoor adventure meal. My dinner turned out great. I really recommend that variety of backpacking meal. The wind's picked up a little bit. I am gonna try sleeping without the rain fly on. It's around 72 degrees, and I think if I put the rain fly on, it might flap during the night. So I'm just gonna be listening to the wind in the trees up above. And yeah, I brought a Sudoku and a magazine to read, so I'm gonna work on that. And it's really nice to have a picnic table here. It's 7:30. I'm all packed up and ready to head out. I've come up the trail just a little bit because everyone else in the campground is still sleeping. One person got up and left on one of the boats. But let's see, I had a really good night last night. I enjoyed sleeping with rain fly off. I woke up once in a while to adjust, and I could look up and see the trees, and it stayed pretty warm last night. So it was really good. So I got up this morning, looked at the lake a little bit, heard the squirrels and probably Douglas squirrels. I don't think there are any chipmunks. I didn't see any. And there's some red-breasted nuthatches. There's a squirrel over there. So yeah, it's going to be a climb to get up to the trail again, and so I'm going to take my time. It's hazy and smoky down by the lake, and I can smell a little bit of the wildfire smoke. Back to the main trail. So half mile done, we'll be heading left over to the dam. I'm happy to be back to the trailhead now. For today, that was 3 miles and 800 feet of elevation gain, 350 feet of loss. I'm here on Highway 20, and for the moment, it's quiet. I have seen a couple logging trucks go by already this morning. It's pretty disappointing to see how smoky the skies have gotten overnight, and there's a little bit of ash even on my car. But I really enjoyed the trip, and I'm always happy to get out and see new things and get some new views. So thanks for coming along with me. Hope you're having a great day. We'll see you soon.